There is something so insidious happening right now to the black community, and most white people literally have no idea it's even happening. The black community is under attack right now at a level we haven't seen probably since the civil rights era. You know, with the Supreme Court gutting the Voting Rights Act earlier today, you've got the purge of black federal workers, attacks on nonprofit funding with the whole DEI boogeyman. You've got attacks on the social safety net. Overt racism is on the rise across the board, and they're tired, y'all. They are exhausted by this onslaught. And it's self-proclaimed white Christians leading the charge against them on all of these fronts. So if you are a white Christian and you are not deceived by Trump, we need to rally together around our black brothers and sisters right now. We need to form a wall around them, and we need to say no more. No more, because this isn't right, and we cannot stand by and do nothing as they are getting absolutely pummeled like Reconstruction just ended or something.
A community is searching for answers after police found Tasha Fortune hanging from a tree in Mississippi.
People are talking about, hate and more violence, and I don't want my daughter's name to be affiliated with that.
Police say the 29-year-old's body was discovered outside an abandoned house in early August. Authorities haven't said if they consider her death suspicious, but say they're working to determine the circumstances.
When incidents like this pop up, the natural conclusion is, there's something very heinous and that harkens back to our past that's a part of this. I'm not sure that's the case at this point.
Fortune's family told CNN affiliate WAPT that Tasha was not suicidal and that she, quote, loved living life. The city's mayor says Fortune's autopsy results could be released on Thursday as questions continue to swirl around her death.
This is something that's a very disturbing situation and case in our city and in our state. But we're not going to jump to conclusions.
God didn't put us here to be done that way.
Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Wachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Amati from Great Millstone here in Dallas. And you saw the videos here going into how Esau is just doing all type of destruction to Jake. They're really setting Jake up there. Like I said, you see this guy here, like you said, he looks like an Edomite, but you never know. Be about a spirit. He could be through the spirit, he could be a Jake, but we just never know. Like you said, that's why we judge by the spirit. But we know he's not in this truth. So if he was a Jake, he would be part of the 2/3. But then again, who's to say? Like you said, we're working out our own salvation, and we're supposed to be working and following the ways of how Bashim Yahweh Shai, knowing that that's the elect, that's who's they're going to follow. So the things that we're seeing, how he said that the attack on Jake, you so-called blacks, and like you said, it's we know black, Latinos, Native Americans, who are the Hebrew Israelites, is where we are scattered. But Esau is basically coming down on us, okay? And I say us, I'm talking about the Israelites. We're seeing the things that are happening as far as he was mentioning the DEI. Like he says, going to a lot of these Israelite women. They're starting to lose their jobs, as well as just these here in America. All this is coming to pass, as the scriptures say. This is a part of prophecy, all right? No work in Egypt. Okay, this is modern day Egypt, aka Babylon the Great. All that is coming to pass. This is actually happening here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this here. This is Isaiah. I'm sorry. Yeah. And this is what it's gonna lead to when you don't have any jobs. Okay. As we know in Ecclesiastes 12. It goes into the work starting to cease. And when the work is starting to cease, you're gonna have more people that's gonna start having that attack. They're gonna start attacking, trying to get in to try to survive. You know, Revelations, 2nd Ezra 15-16 goes into how things are gonna get real bad. You know, it's the beginning of the sorrows. Matthew 24. All right, neighbors are gonna get in. Go against neighbors. You have people going into each other's households. All right, and this is what it's gonna basically lead up to. Isaiah 19 and verse 2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his people, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom." And that's going to be happening. City against city, kingdom against kingdom. And ultimately, Esau is doing this to try to set up for the depop, okay, to get rid of a lot of people. And mainly who we want to get rid of you Jakes. And that spirit of the Esau Edom, that perpetual hatred, is starting to rise up more. And it's going to be a point where we see it. We're seeing the hatred happening. Okay? Because when we talk about the Egyptian against the Egyptian, it's not just talking about, it's not talking about, like you say, going into modern day Egypt. It's going into past Egypt. It's going to modern day. Okay? It's going into the Egyptian against the Egyptian here. Okay? These are modern day Americans. You're going to have, like that race war. All these will start coming to play. And we're seeing how Jake, as we just saw here, like the lady that was hung in Mississippi. Okay, they trying to say hung, but then when you go and read more into it, they say you had to get a ladder to go up there and set it up to hang yourself. They had to get her down. They had to climb up a ladder. Now, if that's the case, how was she? What did she do? She threw the ladder or got rid of the ladder before she hung herself. Think about that. Then you had the Nolan Wells case. Okay, and a lot more other cases that has been coming up, recent cases on Jake being unalived, and then like you say, you have Esau around. You had the lady, or she was the girl that actually was with her Edomite friends, and she got drunk and she was on the bed and they were beating on her and hitting her, and they recorded it. All these things that are happening on in these times. It's gonna start what? It's gonna start more of racial diversity, but it's also going to let you know how much Esau hates you. And ultimately, they're looking to do what? To get rid of you. This is Psalms 56, and start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 5. I'm gonna read it over here in the NLT. It says, They are always twisting what I say. They spend their days plotting to harm me. They come together and spy on me, watching my every step, eager to kill me. Okay? And that's one thing that Esau is doing. He's eager to do away with you. Okay? And it's just like when that police officer shot that Jake. It was some years ago, not too long ago, and he was like, "Why you shot me?" Because he was, he walked up to him like he didn't did anything. Getting out the car, he shot him. He said, "What'd you shoot me?" He said, "I don't know." That's just that mindset they have. I don't know why I hate you, but I do. But we know, okay? Because what? The lineage that that he came through, that spirit on him always had the hatred. You can go all the way back to Jacob and Esau. Okay, the hatred that was there. You can even go further than that, going into that same spirit that was in Cain and Abel. Okay, spirit of Cain went through that bloodline of Esau. Okay, and the same thing as with a twin, the same bloodline from Abel. Okay, then it went through Seth. That same spirit was going through there to make what? The nation of Israel through Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, who had that bloodline go through him, through that lineage. So Esau has always been eager to do away with us, to try to put us to death, to unalive us. Verse 7 said, don't let them get away with their wickedness. In your anger or your Yahweh shall bring them down. And the Lord is going to get ready to bring this nigga down. When I say a nigga, I'm talking about Esau, Edom, the true nigga. And he's starting to be revealed. Okay? He's starting to be revealed. Okay? This is Proverbs 26. In verse 26, it says, smooth words may hide a wicked heart, just as I'm reading the NLT. Okay? It says, smooth words may hide a wicked heart, just as a pretty glaze covers a clay pot. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you. Okay? They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils. Okay? And what is one of the main things that you have Esau go around and say? Oh, I got well, my best friend is black. I got a lot of black friends. See, and that's what they'll say, but ultimately they look to do away with you. There's been so many incidents where Esau's supposed to be cool with you, but then they secretly are recorded or something where they're being overheard and their hatred really is spewing out. Okay? Words in his mouth were smoother than butter, but words in his heart. And now he's starting to be revealed. Okay? Verse 26 says, while their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. All right, so that's being what? They're being revealed. And what's happening now? All this public news that's happening where Esau is being exposed. They go out on a boat with Jake. Next thing you know, everybody come back. That's a pale face, but then you have one Jake with them, and they come back unalive. Just like the girl that was with her friends, something happened to her, she ended up unalive. All these things that are happening is showing how they're being revealed of how much they hate you. All right, but that's all right. All right, they're being revealed by their hatred towards you. And then you can say that the so-called blacks, but it's all the nation of Israel they hate. Why do you think ICE look at ICE? It started with what? The Northern Kingdom. Okay? Started with the Northern Kingdom. All these children they hemmed up. All these who they call Latino, they are hemmed up. They don't say where we got their kids. Where did they go? They're not telling you. They put them in a camp and you ain't heard from it since. They got these people and they'll take them and say they taking them and flying them back to another country. Next thing you know, you have bodies washing up on shore. Never trust thy enemy, okay? Okay, and his rust is not altogether wiped away. This is the same old E when he was back in doing chattel slavery, beating, buck breaking you, all these things that he was doing to you. Raping your women, taking your kids away, what they call it, gator bait, giving your children to the alligators. Look at the atrocity that he's done to us. So and this ain't too far removed, okay, from what's happening. This is what's happening now, and the people that are doing it, their ancestors not too far removed. They grew up and doing, like you say, 30s, 40s, and 50s. These are the kids or the parents of these kids today who grew up in a house where their grandparents, okay, their parents who were doing that to Jake. They were at the picnics with the hangings. You don't think they didn't tell them the stories? You don't think they pushed their hatred through their households? Now who are they today? These are your baby boomers. These are the baby boomers' children. These are the young adults that you see today who have been taught that. And like you said, that spirit is still within them. So, like it says here, they conceal by trickery. Their wrongdoing will be exposed in public, and it's being exposed. But like I said, Esau's finna get ready to start doing much more, especially since things are getting tougher out here, where not just Jake losing jobs, they're losing jobs too. Look at what happened during Katrina. When after Katrina, they said they were going to public talking about, if you see some Jakes, we're gonna shoot them. They were shooting at Jake, doing all type of stuff. So so that's like you said, we got to be under the wings of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, because these things are getting bad out here. Okay, and Esau is Jake trying to be friends with everybody. Now you're starting to see who's really out to get you, who has that hatred towards you. And you niggas gonna keep having your family, having your kids hang with a whole bunch of Edomites, and all of them be plotting against them. Y'all, or just even like, y'all want to be everybody, why we can't get along with everybody. It's some good white people. Hey, you don't know exactly who it is. Like I said, if it's something that's cool with you, and they really genuine, hey, there might be probably be a lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because we are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and scattered among other nations. Like you just like you got some so-called black Latinos and Native American could be tares. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Baha, Rachakwadash, Shalom.